that one guy who replaced Jon Stewart on the
Yes. That Chris Gore, you can't shut him up. He's here.
Wait, what?
We're live.
Welcome to the lighter side of the dark side, Chris.
We are live.
Yes.
I was going to talk to you. I didn't know we were.
We're going to talk. We'll talk about Jim Norton after the show. No, I'm sorry, Chris.
I brought my own water.
Why don't you get to the mic like you like it?
We're a little late, and Tesla coils come in here.
Oh, she's right here.
Yeah, so I hate to.
Did you get your boobs done, Tesla?
No, They've always been this big.
Anyway.
You're wearing extra Wonder Bra, I think.
Anyway, welcome to the lighter side of the dark side. It's the Dark Mark Show 2-year anniversary.
That's the boobier side.
I can't believe I shut up.
Do I have to wear these?
You don't have
It
to.
helps.
You don't have to.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Yes.
It's about you hearing other people.
We don't do
hate
wacky sound effects, so you don't have to wear that.
I'm going to be a rebel and not wear it.
That's that Chris Gore, as I'm sure you know. I'm Dark Mark, the goth comedian. Welcome to your Friday Night Free Show. Wednesday Night Free
Wait
Show.
a second. Is it Friday night?
What day is
Thursday,
it?
Friday.
It's
April
Wednesday.
Fool.
It's Wednesday. We never do the show on Wednesday. It's a Wednesday Night Free Show. This
We
is
should
my
have just
co-host.
gone the whole show pretending it was Thursday. That would have been the perfect April Fool's
Yeah, and I
show.
said Friday, which made no sense. This is my co-host, Nicole Six. Nicole.
Hi. Hello.
No wine tonight, but she's got Gatorade. She's going to toast for you.
I'm being a good girl.
And it's going to be a great show because we have two of
Those mix well with vodka. The blue
Everything
Gatorade.
I
with
had
vodka.
the flu
vodka.
this week, so I'm still
Because I
recovering.
was going to bring
Don't people
absinthe.
mix anything with vodka? I mean,
Anything,
juice.
absolutely anything.
I remember being a
including more
teen.
vodka.
We as a teenager, we put what was it? Tang and vodka. Oh, that was
foul.
Apparently, that's our old. I mean, former co-host Josie Cad, who apparently used to be an astronaut and mixed
That's how astronauts
Tang
do
with
their
vodka. And of course, that Chris Gore, you know him from G4
Hello,
TV.
Minions.
Oh wow! Just for nostalgia's sake, G4 TV, Geek Time, your Attack of the Show, also Film Threat, which is coming back.
I hope.
If you've been on Twitter, you must thank God that guy at the Daily Show because all the heat's off you now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Everyone's outraged about him, not about my fanfic panel that got canceled at WonderCon.
Well, just imagine if you got picked to be the host of the Daily Show, and you'd be a good host.
Well, I don't know. I think the reason that they're pissed off at this guy is because he's only been on the show 3 times. No one knows who he is.
He's 31 years old.
He's huge in South Africa. I mean, sells out stadiums.
I thought it used to be Japan.
No.
Now we're picking more remote places to be
but
big in.
he's actually a huge comedian in South Africa, and he sells out stadiums. In
South Africa.
In South Africa. But in the United States, he's virtually unknown, and I think he just hasn't had a lot of exposure.
Right.
And I think a lot of the issue is there are several other correspondents on The Daily Show that have been there so much longer and put in their dues, and they weren't promoted first.
Right.
That's exactly like Jason Jones.
Exactly. And
Samantha
that's why he
Bee.
left. Why do you think he left?
I would have
Samantha Bee and Jason Jones. Yeah, that's why they left to do their own thing.
Well, I didn't realize she left. I knew that he did.
No, well, they're a couple.
They are. They're
and
married.
they're doing a different show together. But you're right. I agree with you. I think the reason people are outraged has nothing to do with the fact that this guy Noah has had shitty jokes.
Right.
It's that he hasn't paid his dues, and so many other people on that show. John Oliver was around for a long time.
Right.
He guest hosted for a whole summer.
Right.
When Jon Stewart was off making his film Rosewater, which I saw, which I thought was excellent. But John Oliver, like you could see, like okay, he could maybe not necessarily take over the Daily Show, but like giving him his own show on HBO, and that show on HBO is brilliant.
Right.
Mm-hmm. But this guy Noah, you are correct. The reason for the outrage is because
I think Noah
one's
gives
heard
a
of him.
better blowjob. I think that's what the
I am
issue
as well.
was.
You think that whoever
I
blew Jon Stewart
think
the best
Noah
is...
gave a better blowjob.
Okay.
To be honest.
And trust me, if anybody knows blowjobs, it's Josie Cat. Also, talking there, putting
I'm
in
sorry,
her 2
we
cents.
stepped
That
on
is
your-
Tessa LaCoyle. She's been here. She was here when we first started in 2013. One of the best shows we ever had. 2014, another highlight show. 2015, you're back. Once a year.
You can't get rid of me.
I can't get rid of you. I don't want to get rid of you. But it's always a highlight. As you'll see, Chris, there's some amazing stuff happening.
What's going to happen?
Well, I don't know. But
He said, "Is his voice cracked?"
Well, you'll see.
It's time
Well, first off, let me give our sponsors real quick, and we only have 2 now, so it's good. Doomy's Home Cooking. You've been to Doomy's Home Cooking, I'm sure, right?
What is this a real thing?
Doomy's Home Cooking.
Oh, it's
Never
the
heard
best.
of it.
Oh, it's so
delicious.
good.
We might go after the show. That's what I was planning to do, but I would need a ride. But Doomy's Home Cooking is on 1253 Vine Street. It's in where the M Bar used to be. It's the best vegan restaurant you've ever had. The nachos, which are vegan, were voted one of the 10 best nachos in LA by the LA Weekly.
It is.
Wow.
It is hands
Creme
down the
brulee.
best chicken salad I've ever had in my life, and there's no chicken in it.
Wow.
Get the creme brulee.
Creme brulee is
It was
delicious.
delicious.
Creme brulee is good.
It's so good.
It's vegan
The
creme
pulled
brulee.
pork is supposed to be fantastic. They have fried chicken. This is all vegan.
Wow. That's
If you're
weird.
in LA or you're visiting LA, because we have a worldwide audience, we have people listening in Russia, Australia, England. But if you're visiting LA,
Do we really? We have
we
people
really do.
from wow.
I'm not bullshit, especially now because
That's
we got
impressive.
It's the only
we've got a
station
big
that can get
star
on
on the
AM
show. We have
radio.
Chris Gore. That Chris
So look at
Gore's on the
you.
show. Big star.
I'm here.
You're probably
star.
big in South Africa.
I don't know.
1253 Divine Street if you're in Los Angeles. Also, go to darkmarkshow.com. Ignore the stamps.com because they've just pulled their sponsorship. But go
What's
to.
your
Build
next
anything
sponsor?
anyway.
No,
Come on.
we still have audible.com, which is good because you can get Chris
Hey.
Gore's song, Celebrities Poop, for free.
Well,
If you
you
go
know
to-
what?
Wait,
I-
celebrities poop for free,
Celebrities Poop for free.
I brought a copy
Celebrities
of
do
Celebrities
poop.
Poop.
Right.
but is it for free?
But your
Usually
song
not for free.
your song
It's on
Celebrities
eBay.
your
And I brought you a sticker.
Oh.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Put it somewhere in the studio.
Right,
somewhere.
right. We
Now
don't.
that all the stickers have been pulled
I'll-
down.
I was like, I'm not sure they're into
I'll put it on my
that.
car. I just had
It
to-
will be
There
the
you go.
only
I
one.
appreciate that. I'm getting this.
Did I ever give you it? I'm trying
No,
to
no, you
remember.
did not. You did not. You were
Okay,
going to bring
and
it.
I
You forgot to
listened to
bring
your
it.
album, by the way.
Yes.
There's
Okay.
a reason you are called Dark Mark.
Okay. Well,
Dude, that album.
Go to audible.com. You can get any kind of book you want. You can get Stephen King books, comedy albums, whatever you want. How was that play with Dracula with Tim Curry, Alan Cumming, and All-Star cast? I know you downloaded that, Josie. Was
I
that great?
did.
Fantastic.
Amazing.
The Stephen King books are great on audible.com. Listen
Don't
to them
even
in your
have to
car.
read
I
it.
listen.
Just listen.
First of all, I listen to Audible books
Right.
all the time. One of my favorite books I just read from Audible.com is "Assholes: A Theory."
Right?
It's all about a theory about how society is structured around assholes.
Right.
It's why we have laws.
That's why we have so many.
It's an incredible book because it first of all defines what an asshole is. I mean, we're all human.
Right.
They're good and bad. We have good and bad days, whatever. But being an asshole is someone who's consistently a self-centered, narcissistic sociopath for the most part.
Chris Gore, please tell me what
Yeah,
an
that's
asshole
our
is.
conversation we were having.
Since
in the
you're the
car.
expert, please tell us.
No,
What
if you
is an
guys-
asshole, Chris Gore?
The book is great because it goes through like a definition of what an asshole is and how much society has been altered to accommodate asshole behavior and just sort of try to curb it. Every law is just related to someone who did an asshole thing before. That's why a law was created.
I'm gonna download
I
that
was like,
book.
I think I'll download that too.
In any case, it's a really good book and it's on audible.com. I'm trying to help you with your plug.
I appreciate that.
We love Audible. We
Say that
try
book.
to help
Say
you.
that book again.
Assholes: A Theory. And it's a real book.
You
And
can
I
get that
read
for
it.
free if you go to audible.com. But go through the darkmarkshow.com because you get the book for free, 30-day free trial.
What's the do you have a code you enter?
Yeah. No. You just go to my website, darkmarkshow.com.
Darkmarkshow.com.
Click on the Audible banner ad right next to my smiling face.
Right.
Get you right to Audible. You sign up with your Amazon account. Pick a book. It's
Okay.
free.
Well, the thing that shocks me the most is you have a smiling face on your website.
Right.
That's
Well, so-
surprising to me.
It's a creepy smiling
Well,
face.
Is it
I'm
really
curious.
this better?
Because since you mentioned it, Chris, please stroke my ego and tell me what you thought of my comedy album. I
first-
laughed so hard I cried.
Yeah. First of all, I'm trying to remember the funny parts.
They're there.
The stuff that's dark is the stuff
You
about your
didn't-
ex-girlfriend,
you
which I
didn't go
feel
far
like
enough.
there's stuff that's like still ongoing.
That's not that funny, Tessa.
Stuff about your ex-girlfriend
Right.
is pretty scary and dark.
The Australian one?
Right.
Right.
And then the other thing with the stuff with your dad
Right.
was just, heartbreaking. It's not I mean I'm like trying to think like when do I get to laugh? And it's a really dark
one-man
story.
show, but no, well,
It's more of a one-man show than a comedy album.
but the story where I explained to my dad what bronies are,
Yeah.
that was funny.
Okay, yes.
Yes.
I think anything brony related is funny.
Well, Tessa
But I
McCoyle
love bronies. I love
is a
I'm
brony.
not
Bronies
Brony,
are
I'm a
awesome.
Pegasus-sister.
Your petty
Oh.
I'm
sister.
a Pegasus-sister.
What's the
What is that
difference? I don't know the
It's like
difference.
the female version of Brony.
Oh.
Right.
But we're not
I just
dudes,
thought because
so we're
it's
Pegasisters.
So what do the bronies think of Pegasisters?
I think they're scared of us because they're scared of women.
Okay.
Okay, so why are you a Pegasister then?
I love My Little Pony.
Okay.
MLP, dude, all the way. Applejack is my spirit animal.
Okay. Because I don't get it. Please explain it to me.
Well, I think it's a wonderful series that does a fantastic job at representing all walks of life, being able to live together and correspond and get along in a positive manner. And it definitely is a kids show. And unlike
a little girl show.
Well, unlike most animated shows that I watch, you know, if you're going to talk about the stuff that I watch on Adult Swim or whatever,
Right.
like it's animated, but it definitely has subversive undertones or overtones to it. MLP is very much a kids show that's designed for children, but adults can still watch it and pull life lessons and family values out of it. Like every time I watch an episode, I'm like, well, if Rarity and Applejack can get along, that means I can get along with so-and-so. Like,
Oh, boy.
By the way,
Poor children are going to be so screwed up. It's not like that at all.
And by the way, Tessa, I'm so glad that you put your antenna in for the show.
I did.
Look.
I don't like to drive with them, so I have to put them in at the last minute.
Oh, so you were putting him in the parking lot?
Well, no, just when I walked in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And those are nice. So is there a specific name for those antenna that you have on?
These are my special occasion antennas.
Oh, it's the anniversary party.
They're really cool.
antenna. Well, Josie,
Are you picking up anything?
Beep, 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 beep. No.
Not yet.
Well,
Maybe.
speaking of
Well, I mean, I do hear voices, but I think that has nothing
That's
to do
just
with
the
the
committee
antenna.
in your head. Don't listen to
The
it.
committee?
well, that,
Yeah.
your love of My Little Pony segues very nicely because I got to get it out of the way. Chris, you have been in the news. You've been on social media quite a lot lately. There's a big WonderCon scandal involving you. Please explain to us what's going on with Chris Gore.
And are you going to be there this
about it.
weekend?
Well, real simply, I for the last couple of years, I've been doing a show at conventions. We're talking about comic book conventions,
Yes.
and I do a show that is fun that people that attend the convention enjoy attending, and it's called Fanfic Theater. And what it is we have people. One of two things happens, or one of three things actually. People bring their fan fiction and we read it, or we find fan fiction, get permission from the author, and we read it.
And who's we?
Or someone is invited to the panel, they write fan fiction for the panel, and we read fan fiction that's written based on audience suggestions. So, for example, Frank Conniff from Mystery Science Theater 3000
Right.
wrote an essay called Pacific Rim Meets Godzilla. And in it, the robot from Pacific Rim gives Godzilla a rim job.
Nice.
So now fan fiction is something
I'm in.
that a lot of people that get into, like, they want to be fiction writers, they want to write,
It was
they
my
want to do
gateway.
creative writing. One of the first ways that a lot of people delve into creative writing is fan fiction. It's,
Right.
I want to see the further adventures of Harry Potter. So they invent a scenario where Harry and Ron Weasley, it's mostly homoerotic, because a lot of fan
of
fiction is
slash.
the
Not the MLP fan fiction.
Well, some of that.
can
Some
be.
of it is.
Yeah.
No,
You know,
you'd be
there's-
shocked. There's
It's
even
true.
Pokemon slash
There's-
fiction.
and the
We
thing is
wouldn't
this,
be shocked.
I support and love it all. It's people that, and I think sometimes the more outrageous the fan fiction, the better. There's one that I've read. It's Star Wars, and it's a sort of Star Wars Transformers mashup where Optimus Prime ends up grafting the head of Jar Jar Binks onto his penis and fucking Princess Leia with his giant, enormous 10-foot cock.
There's a lot of
So-
sexual fan fiction, but that's not all
There's a
fan
whole
fiction.
That's not all
website
fan
called
fiction. Some of it- some of it is
adultfanfiction.net.
implied, some of it is just weird, but I love it. I love it because it's so outrageous and creative. So there were a small group of fans who took umbrage to this. They took umbrage.
Right.
And they complained to the WonderCon Twitter account, and there were about 15 or 20 of them relentlessly sending tweets. We're talking about social justice warriors that want to shut shit down. And after about 2 days of doing this, the WonderCon people are like, this is actually getting some traction online. People are talking about it. The problem is it was just based on a description that I wrote. And the description was like, hey, performer, it said comedians reading fan fiction.
But it was also
They
said it
took
was
that
the
to mean-
wildest and weirdest fan fiction, I think.
Wildest and weird. Well, what am I supposed to say? Look, the thing is this. When I write a description for a panel
Right.
in a program guide where you're looking at hundreds of different programs, what I'm trying to do is fill it with hyperbole to get people to show up to my panel.
I understand.
I'm not going to say the most literate, and boring, and
Not to
earnest.
say all literate fan fiction is boring.
If I said the most
There's
earnest,
very little literate fan fiction.
the most earnest and honest fan fiction is not going to get. Look, I'm throwing in some hyperbole and some adjectives. So what? So this small group of people protested online, and then WonderCon just decided, you know what, this isn't worth the trouble. We're going to cancel it.
And here's my 2 points.
And I agreed with them. I didn't fight them. I said I agree.
You
that
would have
canceling
had so
was the
many
right
people
decision.
there.
So the fight was over the verbiage that you used in a description.
Yes.
That is correct. And no matter what I said to these people, I said we get permission from the fanfic authors. In fact, fanfic authors are on the panel.
And I think that was the thing is they thought
They thought I was really-
They thought you were just picking fan fiction and goofing on it, which you were not doing.
And even if I did that, I can fucking do that if I want to.
Well,
Right.
yeah,
And you can fucking do that, and we can all do that. And the thing is, look, I've been going to
And the
to
other thing is,
conventions
if you don't
for-
like it, don't go to the panel.
since I was a kid. Yeah, exactly. I've been going to conventions since I was a kid. It is such a great safe space to be able to just express. This is what I love about and it's interesting because the goth fetish and nerd community intersect in many ways.
Right.
In the sense that it's a very accepting environment. You know, it's like I have been to fetish and goth clubs, and I've seen wild and crazy and weird and insane stuff. And you know what? I applaud it. I love it. Someone's got a full latex Star Trek The Next Generation outfit.
Tessa does.
With the pussy cut out.
Tessa does.
You know, I mean, like, I love that. I love people being able to say, I'm free to express who I am in whatever way. No one is made fun of at a goth club or a fetish club.
Absolutely. I agree with you 100%.
At a convention, and it should not be that way. What has begun to creep in is nerds bullying other nerds.
Yes.
In the interest of shutting people. And it's very disconcerting.
Are these real nerds?
There are giant Twitter mobs that I feel start with trolls that are not actual nerds, but then ideas, both sides just get riled up, and it's all about Twitter,
It's
really.
their little bit of power that they could get behind the
Because
computer.
let's face it, everybody's a fucking nerd. It's cool to be a nerd now. You were ahead of the curve. You started from
But like
Twitter.
every
Please don't
week-
say nerd before it was
Every
cool.
week there's
Please don't
another
say
nerd
that.
battle in the
I did
community.
not.
Because that's sort of everyone here.
Yeah.
right?
No,
It's
I
true.
don't know,
It's true.
but you starting Film Threats and actually gave a forum for people like Tarantino, Kevin Smith, that actually, and you were talking about Star Wars and other things, and writing about a lot of these things that are now were underground then,
Right.
in the 90s, that are now mainstream. So you were ahead of the curve, and that's why you go to all these conventions. You're invited to all these conventions. You're invited to panel at all these conventions.
Well, I think everyone here on this podcast was ahead of the curve, at least in our ideas. It's finding your tribe and finding a way to be able to express yourself. And if you're really lucky, you can express yourself and make money doing it. But that's a whole other.
You're on Attack of the Show.
That's another podcast.
Right, you're on Geek Time. You're on Attack of the Show.
Well, I've turned
But
into
none
a
of that
thing.
stuff pays.
Well, some of it does. I mean, some of it does. I've been pretty smart about my career in terms of stuff.
Right.
I've decided to do and whatnot.
I was going to ask you.
Try to find a way to have it make money, but making money is not my primary reason for doing things.
I was going to ask you. I never asked you. A couple times, like with Siskel and Ebert, and I always love Siskel and Ebert. I know Richard
did
Roper's
too.
helping you with your film thread. And we'll talk about film thread a little bit later.
Yeah.
But
Let's talk with other people too.
we're going to. But let me
you.
ask you one question.
Sure.
When Siskel died, and also when Roger Ebert got sick, were you ever approached to possibly be the second critic?
No, they did. They did when they were doing the round when they had guests on, and I just never got through the rotation. But that I don't know. I think I would have felt weird. I'm glad I didn't do it.
Really?
I'm glad I didn't do it. Yeah.
As a film critic,
Glad I
would
did
that
my
be,
own thing. I never consider myself a film critic. I'm not I'm not the best one out there for sure. I'm more lean towards like if I have the choice between make a really smart film comment or make a joke, what I try to do is combine the two more than anything and be funny. But being funny is more where my instinct is.
Right.
So I prefer to do that, and I prefer to wrap maybe a complex concept within a joke, right? So
and Josie has she actually left the show in February, and a lot of people are upset.
A lot of time off.
Well, a lot of people first off didn't know you were gone. A lot of people were like, "Oh my God!" Even after I made the announcement, they're like, "What happened to Josie?" There's no beef between us.
No.
There's no beef between you and
No.
Nicole. So what have you been doing since the show?
you guys so fucked.
Well, it's really funny because
it's
I don't
all-
think people know this, but me, Josie, and Mark are actually friends outside of the studio. So
Oh, by the way, Nicole, when I told you this is before you were ever the co-host, I told you I mentioned that, or you saw that I had Chris Gore on before, and you were very excited. You're like, "Wow, great booking."
Oh, yeah. I mean, we're
Really?
in similar circles. I'm not sure I said that, but I'm guessing that's how I interpret it. But I'm like,
that's
oh, yeah,
good.
he's a good get. I think that's exactly what I said.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So Nicole's the new co-host. So Josie, but you've been filming reality shows.
I have. I
what
was
one?
traveling, and I did one on TLC, and then
Can you describe the outfit you were wearing on the one that on TLC?
the outfit. It was very little.
No, there was like you're swapping outfits.
Oh, the new one, the new show.
Yeah.
I can't. I signed like 20 non-disclosures on this. They're getting crazy with these contracts
But
now.
let's say Josie's wearing something you would never expect her to wear.
If I say that in an air,
I said-
Like
I
you
said
say
that.
that, Mark, and I just picture
Say
her
it,
wearing
Mark,
a
you'll get
lot of
sick.
clothes.
Okay,
Like
anyway.
fully
Like
covered.
a down parka.
Anyway, it's very funny, the episode that we did, because I basically kind of do a swap with someone, a life swap with someone that would be an unlikely candidate, and I'm definitely an unlikely candidate for them, and it makes for good reality.
So you've been busy and you've been finishing your video.
Yes, it's Pissant's 20-year anniversary.
Oh.
20 years in punk rock. Can you believe it? Continuously.
Actually, looking at you, yes.
Oh,
fuck you.
I had to do it for old time's sake. For old time's sake, come on, I had to do it.
Fuck you, Mark.
You set me up so easy.
I know, I did. So yeah, we I filmed with at Wasteland Weekend.
Right.
And got some great footage. And I'm going to have a big party at Noise Factory, which is going to be very apocalyptic. And it's going to be about a week before the movie comes out, so I'm a little excited about that.
You know
I
who-
have a lot of work.
You know who was
ahead of
dancing
me.
at Noise Factory recently?
Who?
Tesla
You?
Coyle. I saw some pictures of her dancing at Noise Factory. Now, Chris, let me introduce you to Tesla Coyle. She used to be known as Danny Danger.
Wait, I think I've seen pictures of you.
Yeah, Mohawk.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's me.
I've seen you.
Well,
That's
speaking
me.
of-
Yeah,
Oh,
I think I've met you a couple times.
I'm a con frequent. I have met you.
I think I have met you at cons. but
Yeah.
it's
Look what I started.
Like, yeah, just sort of cheering you on. And,
Well, speaking of pictures, I wanted to show a picture, and I sent this to Josie and Nicole. It's on the screen for everybody to see. You can't see it, Chris, but it's Nicole. Not Nicole. It's Tessa. I'm
do you have my old
face.
context? Please don't.
It's Tesla Coyle dragging a truck behind her with two hooks in her back. Is
Well,
that
which
correct?
one? Which time? What are we talking about
It's
here?
the one that was on
Here,
your
I'll show
going
you.
away party.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like you do it all the time.
Yeah.
You just stick a couple hooks in the back.
Yeah.
That's just another Monday night for her. Come
Yeah,
on.
pretty or
What do you
Monday
think?
morning or Tuesday evening or whatever.
There it is. There's
yeah.
there's the picture.
Okay. I was going to.
that's
I had
awesome.
whipped out my
That's,
phone.
Apparently, everybody in Arizona has a mohawk, but or did in 2002 or whatever that
It was
was.
the apocalypse.
2013.
all of my roommates, I lived in a place called the Danger Compound, named after myself. There
Right.
were between 6 and 9 roommates at any given time.
You
and
see all the
for
people
the most
in the
part,
truck?
we all had mohawks.
See all the people in the truck.
There
Wow.
was easily 14 people in the flatbed of that truck.
Oh, I had a mohawk. I miss my mohawk.
Yeah.
So,
I think I need my mohawk again.
what was the first time you did something?
The first time I did a pull.
Yeah, when
The
you did
first time I did
a
a pull,
pull.
I pulled a full-size Toyota Tacoma uphill for 60 yards from 2 hooks in my back.
Wow.
That was the first time I did a pull.
Now, is this truth or dare, or who taught you into this?
What do you mean?
Like somebody's like truth or dare. Oh, tow a truck.
No, it's just it was the community that I was raised in.
Oh,
It was
okay.
the
Everybody
it was,
told
That's
trucks.
what we do.
behind-
on
Yeah,
Tuesday night, Mark.
honestly, like that's what you do. Like when you're a part of the body modification community, like that's kind of what you do in your free time. For example, this Sunday, I'm gonna go hang out with some of my friends in North Hollywood.
Literally
and-
hang out.
Yeah, literally hang out. We're the hookers.
Right.
And we're gonna go
out with
hang
some
out on
hookers.
Easter and go hang from like trees in a park somewhere. And
Oh, okay.
yeah.
So you still do suspension? Okay.
Uh-huh.
You're gonna be hanging from.
Well, I'm definitely gonna be throwing.
You're
hooks
gonna be
and-
hanging from a tree in a park.
yeah, on Sunday. Happy Easter.
Yeah. Well, I guess so.
It's very Jesus-like.
you're not gonna crucify yourself.
I
I
almost.
have done crucifixion suspensions before. Yeah,
I,
definitely. where you do
I
the
almost brought
piercings
some
in the
Cadbury
sides
cream
and the
eggs,
wrist.
but not this time.
Damn it. You know I like to lick the filling out of
I
things.
know. Well, next time you're in, but you're not doing that as much now. You are a nursing student.
Yes, I'm a nursing student. I'm almost done. I have about 6 months left in my curriculum, and I'm in full-time clinicals right now.
You changed your name to Tessa LaCoyle, which
I did about a year and a half ago.
I just got the TLC thing like 2 days ago.
Yeah, get it? So my legal name was Danny Danger for the majority of my 20s. And then when I decided to go into nursing school, I didn't think that it would be a good idea with the last name Danger.
Nurse Danger.
Nurse Danger. So I wanted a name that was just as intriguing and interesting as Danny Danger, but a little bit less superhero and a little bit more professor. So I went with Tessa LaCoyle after Nikola Tesla.
Right.
And of course, now when I sign off on my nursing programs, it says Nurse TLC.
And you did something even more extraordinary, I think, than pulling a truck, as you saved somebody's life recently.
Yes, I did.
Oh.
I did. I was in clinical rounds, and I was in a patient's room by myself, which as a nursing student, like even if you're in a graduate program, even if you're in your clinical rounds, you're still not technically allowed to do anything or administer anything unless you have a clinical instructor standing right over your shoulder. It's just a matter of policy, and it's a matter of liability. But I was in the room by myself because all I was doing was taking vitals from a patient next to this other patient. And the patient behind me went into cardiac arrest.
Oh my gosh.
And as a nursing student, by yourself in a room with two patients, one of which is literally coding on you. And I have no idea how far behind me the other nurses are. Of course, you hear the bings and the dings and the lights start going off. But in that moment, I don't know how long it's going to take until somebody else comes into the room. And the thought going through my head is, do I leave this patient to try and grab somebody? Do I stay with him? What do I do? The only thing that I knew how to do, because I had no meds with me, I didn't have a defibrillator with me. That's all in the crash cart, which is, kept where the actual nurses are. So I immediately turned around, re-gloved, and this patient who was pretty much comatose, non-ambulatory, elderly patient, all I could do was take his hand, and I put his hand right here. And despite the fact that this man was...
Like on your boobs. Because that would wake me up.
Yes, her boobs woke this guy and saved his life.
It was right above, right here.
Nice.
But between the subdermal implant and the chesticle over here. But you place the hand right here.
Could you demonstrate? No, go ahead. With my hand. I'll wait.
I have tachycardia, which basically is like a sped up heartbeat. I have my heartbeat at rest is slightly faster than a normal person's heartbeat, and my heart actually beats a little bit.
Do you attribute that to be because you have Vulcan, or?
It could be.
Yeah.
It could be the Vulcan for
Right.
sure. I
Check out her ears later. Trust me on this.
I put his hand over my heart, and I looked at him and I said, "Can you feel my heartbeat?" And this man who could not speak, could not move, blinked at me, and I knew that meant that he heard me.
Right.
His heart slowed and matched my heartbeat. By the time the other nurses came in with the crash cart with the meds and the defibrillator, his heart rate had resumed normal. Like his heart rate was normal by the time they got back in there. Now, to say that I saved his life, I don't think that that's necessarily the case. I think that, if I wouldn't have been there, the nurses would have come in and been able to administer whatever meds they needed or use the defibrillator if they needed to.
Now, did you get extra credit for this?
I did get a stunning letter of recommendation from my clinical instructor.
Very nice. Well, Chris, it's hard to top that story, but Film Threat.
I can't top that story.
Film Threat, which is the magazine. Now, when did you leave Film Threat? Because you started Film Threat in the 80s.
No, I mean not long ago. I mean, like I started it, right out of high school in 1985.
And then it became a glossy.
And it became like a glossy thing and whatever. So it was a print magazine.
I remember the print magazine.
Print magazines, it's like the internet, but on really thin slices of wood.
Right. It's kind of like this, but yeah.
How they used to do it.
It's how they used to disseminate
a couple of decades
information.
ago.
And they distributed videos and
right,
read.
It was a whole thing to just support indie film and 5 years ago I sold it to a guy who used to work for me, and just through the convoluted terms of the deal, the rights reverted back to me, and I can't afford to support a website anymore. I just can't afford it, especially one that's like with a. Anyways, so I've launched a Kickstarter to bring back Film Threat and DVD Tuesday the segment I did on Attack of the Show.
Right.
So if you go to filmthreat.com, you'll get to check out all the different cool perks for my Kickstarter.
I'm going to check that out. But
You'll see an extremely embarrassing video of me that has like footage where I look like a child, a mere child, compared to the way I look now.
Well, that's worth it. Is this footage from when you directed the movie Red and you had a ponytail?
No, but that was, oh my God, I can't believe you remember that.
I have the DVD at home. I brought it last time.
Yeah, so I'm like, hey, I really want to do Film Threat right. I want to do a website. I want to expand the website, do an app. What's that? What?
No, I'm looking at the website. You're doing pretty good.
No, actually, technically not. With 20 days to go and only 10%,
right?
That's not great.
Okay.
I should be further along.
Right.
If in a week I'm not at 50%, the chances are slim.
Now,
so I really need everybody to help out. So if anyone is interested in some of the perks that are on there, just go to filmthreat.com. It redirects to the Kickstarter.
Give us one example of a perk.
If you go back,
Well, I'll retweet you. And I've got like 350,000 followers on Twitter.
Right.
Which
And
is
can you tell
actually
the
something
audience
a lot of
a few
people have
things?
offered me money for. What's that?
Can you tell the audience a few things?
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm trying to get him to do. But yes.
Yeah.
But he wasn't, so I.
What was I
I
not
reworded
doing?
it.
you're not pitching yourself right.
No, if you pledge $25 or more, you get a poster.
Yeah. $25 a poster. I think it's $75 a T-shirt.
Right.
But you get like all these. It's a bunch of really cool perks.
You retweet. Yeah. There's a lot of hoodie. The's all sorts of stuff here.
Yeah. It's. I think
Is it the
there's
hoodie
good
you're wearing
stuff.
now?
A shout out.
No.
A
I was just checking out that hoodie.
I made
a shout out on
I
DVD
modified
Tuesday.
it.
Now, here's the thing-
I like the bat wings.
I just made those out of leather.
Now, here's the thing about DVD Tuesday. There's no DVDs anymore. Everybody's streaming. Don't you think that's
Well,
weird?
that's true. So I can announce that because I don't have the rights to DVD Tuesday. That was a segment on Attack of the Show.
Right.
The name of the new show will be called DVD Tuesday because that's how everyone used to mispronounce it.
Have you come to terms with Ben Affleck as Batman now?
Are you kidding? I liked it. When I first heard, I was a little surprised. But then I'm like, look, you're casting a jaw when you're casting Batman.
Mm-hmm.
I happen to think that he's
Casting a jaw.
Yeah, you're casting a jaw. I feel like he's got excellent taste when it comes to, I mean, the guy should have won Best Director for Argo.
Right.
He got boned out of that. So, but I think that he's
Poor
excellent.
Ben.
Yeah, I like, you know what? I believe in Ben Affleck. I think he's going to be a good Batman.
But there was some backlash in the beginning. You weren't sold on it.
I wasn't completely sold at the beginning, but then it was like, the more I thought about it, like, no, he would be a really good Batman.
All right.
You started looking at that jaw a little more seriously.
Yeah.
Because Clooney had a nice jaw, and that didn't work out.
Yeah.
But that wasn't necessarily
Clooney's
his
pretty
fault.
much Clooney in every movie.
Yeah, well, and that's when he was bobbing his head around a lot, and that didn't quite work.
Right.
But-
Now
but-
he's got the smoking hot, smart lawyer wife.
Oh, and how's your love life? Because last time you were here, you were in you were a bad funk. Remember that relationship with Josie?
Yeah.
He was, and we brought Joyce Lee, the
You
lovely,
had to bring it back.
the
to
lovely
us.
singer.
Open
You
that
had to bring
wound.
it back.
Has
No, I don't
things
know.
improved?
Like, I just don't fucking care anymore. I'm like,
Really?
I've given up. Yeah, like I date a lot of girls and I have a lot of friends
Right.
who are women. Most of my friends are women.
Yeah, me too.
You mean fuck buddies?
No.
Isn't it funny how people use the
Say
word
that.
friend in Hollywood? I do not think
But
that word means
are some of them fuck
I
buddies?
would love to have a girlfriend.
Right.
I have many female friends, and I think that they would not want me to be their boyfriend. I'm not really. It's sort of like that weird thing. I'm not into them as much as they're into me, or vice versa.
Right.
Let me
They're
ask you
not
a
into me as
question.
much as I'm into them.
I have a serious question about
I'm not
this.
talking about.
Josie has a
What?
serious.
I have a
Josie
very
wants to ask
important
you.
question.
But it's weird. It's weird when you date when you're my age. I'm 49 years old. It's
Right.
You're
not,
49 years old,
It's
and
not as easy anymore because I've dated girls in their 20s.
Right.
That's a waste of time.
No, that's always good when they say you remind me of my dad. That's always great.
I just want to know how
I am-
many collectible toys he has.
Oh, he's got a lot.
I am a
I've been in his
DILF.
house.
Let's be honest.
How
I am
many?
a DILF. Not as many as you would think. When you come to my place, my
That could be
apartment
it.
is pretty awesome.
I've been to your house.
In our
I've been to your
community,
house.
though, a lot of the girls have them too. So
It's
They do now. They didn't have them 5 years ago.
they
Tessa
wanted
did.
them.
Tessa
where I
did, but not-
live. I have nerdy things, but also I live like an adult. So
But Chris, I mean,
I don't have
Chris,
a lot of
Chris and Tessa, back me up on this. Now, Tessa, you're an anomaly in many ways.
Well, thank you.
But 5-10 years ago, women did not openly profess to like these nerdy things.
I did.
I know you did.
I
I know you did.
I played Mortal Kombat with my Barbies.
I think it's become cool now, but I think it's also become open where it's like okay for a woman to say, I read comics, I do this, I'm not faking this. Like a lot
Ever
of
since
but
some women are faking
like
it.
some women who fake that they like sports and they really are not into it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Are some women faking that they're a nerd?
I think that some are, but for the most part,
I think
that it's
I
become
don't think it's any more or less than
It's
people
like Halloween
fake any
for
other
them.
interest
Right.
because they, I really like kayaking because this hot guy likes to kayak. No,
Right.
you don't. Like it, but I think it's the same
You're faking
thing.
being a virgin because it's April Fool's Day, but that's
My
not.
April Fool's shirt.
I see that.
You know what? I think why a lot of girls are faking that they're nerds now because they could go to the cons and it's like Halloween to them. They could dress up like a slut. It's just another excuse to dress slutty. Come on.
Oh, what do you think? Chris seems to.
What do you think about that, Chris?
'cause I
Well,
know
he
all
knows
those
what I'm
girls, and
thinking.
they're legit. Like,
There's like a huge, you guys don't realize you're dancing around this huge issue where there's a lot of cosplayer hate because like about 2 years ago, men started ragging on chicks for dressing like cosplayers,
Really?
assuming they didn't know anything about the comics.
Yeah.
And it was really frustrating.
That's
And
the
it's a
point I'm
whole
getting
bunch
to.
of, it's a lot of stigma for women to get over.
Because women can dress slutty anywhere.
Yeah. And I mean, it doesn't
Yes.
fucking matter if they,
Like I don't need a
I
con
like
to walk
Buffy
around
at
with my tits
13.
out. I'll do it
I
wherever I,
will
want
like
to.
the
Well, we
nerd
know
stuff I
you-
like. That's just what it is.
You're half Vulcan. That doesn't make sense. But and speaking of that, where does the time go? Tessa, we need to get some stunts going here.
Okay.
It's
I brought
your
a
anniversary.
taser. I brought my taser.
Oh, please. Who's going to
boy.
tase you? Who wants to tase? Now, Josie, I think, is going to do something else. You've already tased her.
I
Do you want- do
tased her,
do
but
want-
Would you like to tase me?
Chris, would you like to tase her?
really?
Yeah.
Sure.
It's fun.
Okay. Chris
Do it,
Gore
do
is
it,
going to
do it.
tase Tessa LaCoyle. This.
Can you get a picture of this?
I'm going to get a picture of this. I have to get a picture of this. Are you
This is a
kidding?
200,000 volt taser.
Jesus.
It's so
That
cool.
looks.
Josie's done it. Amazon Eve did it last time.
Josie's actually tasered my nipple before.
Yes.
They had to blur it for the show.
Yes. Please go to the archives on darkmarkshow.com. Chris Gore.
So what do I do?
I couldn't believe
Okay,
she was going to
so-
go along with it.
You.
Okay. And check out the
And you
ears. Show
enjoy
them the
this.
ears.
Oh, my ears.
Yes.
My Vulcan ears.
Oh my God, they're awesome.
Yes.
And I have Android antenna too.
I see.
Yes.
Yeah, and that.
And
Yeah,
that.
wow.
Yes.
So-
And my
what-
thing
what-
is you
this
can't
is
see,
something
my
you
friend.
enjoy. This is not something that.
Okay, so Tessa's got the taser out. It's making weird noises.
You have to charge it up right before it goes.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, don't tell me we're not going to get any
Technical
tasing this time.
difficulties.
Oh, no.
Technical difficulties.
Uh-oh. I should have brought extra batteries. What was I thinking?
Where's Ginger Lynn's box of stuff?
That's not here anymore. Oh, there we go. Okay, so,
Okay. Wow. That's really frightening.
okay.
Would you like to do that?
Nicole, would you like to
So-
tase?
so-
Would you like to
I
tase
I take
Tessa?
pleasure in doing it.
So where will if I did it somewhere, where would be a good place to do it?
My titties.
Titties, of
Okay,
course.
let's do that.
Okay, Chris Gore is
You have
tasing.
to turn. Why don't you get up so you
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and then what do I
Okay,
press? What's
Tessa,
the button?
Stand up, Chris.
Tessa, can you move the
and
microphone?
then
Yeah.
forward.
Yeah.
Okay, can we see it now? Okay.
I set that up
Okay, so I
nicely.
press
Okay, so
You press the button.
Chris
this
Gore
button right here.
is,
I press
yes.
it up.
Okay, so nice.
I do-
I like that.
Oh, shit. Wait,
No,
what-
this one.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Okay.
Okay, so you just tap it.
Just
Tap
tap,
it.
just tap it, Chris, please.
Lightly. And
So
quick.
turn it on
Yeah,
first
and then tap. Okay,
Yes.
got it.
Oh,
Oh my God!
It's fun, huh?
Try it again.
okay, you got to even it out. You got to get on both boobs.
Oh my God!
Do I get to do your testicles next?
No,
You can do mine.
no, that's
Really?
that's
Not right
yeah.
now, but
Oh my God, that's
maybe later. We'll.
How does that feel? What's it feel like?
Feels like about 200,000 volts straight through your boobies.
Now, Tessa, you've said before that you're not into pain,
Not my
I'm not
fan.
into
and you do all these painful things.
Well, to me, electricity isn't pain. Electricity feels good.
Hanging from the tree by hooks and dragging cars. That's a little painful.
That's fun. That's all adrenaline and endorphins.
Can you show Can you show that other picture? Because I got a picture. I think they're putting the hooks in you.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
you look to
whatever
be
you
in
like.
very much pain.
Let's see this
I'm
picture.
not gonna look at it.
Yes, it's. I don't know if they have it on the.
So what led to all this? Like, doing. First of all, I think this nerdy stuff is the the ears, the stuff is cool, but like, what led you to want to do that? I mean, look, some people just go and cosplay at conventions.
Here you go. Tell me you're not in pain in that photograph.
You look like you're a little in pain.
Yeah.
Sometimes getting the hooks put in hurts a little bit, but once your
Just a
adrenaline
little.
and your endorphins kick in, your body goes into a natural state
Oh,
of
trust
shock.
me, they're kicking in right now.
So your body actually cuts off its own pain receptors.
Okay. And that's
it's
from a nurse. That's a nursing student.
It's this feeling of absolute euphoria.
Okay. So Chris asked, what got you into this? And I've asked you this a few times as you've danced around the question. What really got you into this?
I've always been really fascinated with the human body and what the human body can go through. I think that a lot of people underestimate what a body can experience.
And speaking of that, you're going to be laying on a bed of nails.
Do we have time?
We have time. Let's do it.
Okay. Yeah.
Wait.
It's going to take me a second to set up.
Well, go ahead and set it.
Before you do
set it up.
that,
Okay. Chris,
before you do
got a
that, I have a question. Because I've dated some really unique and exceptional women like yourself. And by that, I mean like, just like,
Good one, Chris.
no, I'm serious, but like, what? No, I mean
Are
exceptional.
you hitting on me, honey? Because I do like nerds.
No, but what?
There's a
what's
question
that?
coming.
No, what I'm saying is that what sometimes I've found. Wait, I'm trying to ask a legit
Go ahead, Chris. Go ahead,
Let's get
Chris.
to the question,
Can I
Chris.
ask a legit
Go ahead, Chris.
question?
We only have 5 minutes. Let's go.
Chris can't spit it
So
out.
what I'm saying is that can I just ask the question?
Ask the question. Go
The
ahead.
question is so what's it like to be with you in bed? And by that I mean is that
Oh, we were
sometimes
talking about that earlier. Dudes love crazy.
someone that I've known, because I've known some women that I find like they're just off the hook crazy in all aspects of their lives. Then in bed they want to have normal vanilla sex, which is I find strange. So what I'm saying is those things don't normally all go together.
Mm-hmm.
So what's that like?
I think it's dependent on the partner and the situation. I think
assure
that
you, this girl does not have vanilla sex.
But you do like to
I
cuddle.
don't know.
That's
a lot of women that I know
completely
that are like really outrageous. They just want to cuddle and they want like.
Oh, I'm definitely
normal,
a cuddler. Definitely a cuddler.
and into like normal stuff. Sort of the
You can tell by
reverse
how
of
much
it.
they like. It's about the sensuality of it. Like if you're a very sensual person, then you're going to be very sensual in bed.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
But I agree with you. It's more like it depends on the person. Like if I'm really into
It's the person
whoever I'm
and the
into,
situation, because you can have one partner that you're able to experience a myriad of, but everything from sexual deviancy to sexual normality. Like you can find that one partner or those two partners if you're poly or however you'd like to live. If you find someone or people who make you happy, then those people or that person will make you happy, whether you're having vanilla sex or whether you're doing missionary or whether you're fucking in a parking lot because you don't want to wait until you get home. Like it doesn't matter. Like it's
By the way, you give me a ride home, right? Oh, by the way, she encouraged me to split my tongue like she does.
yeah, everybody should. There's absolutely no evolutionary reason why the human being has one tongue.
So
Your
that-
tongue is
so
two
she-
independent muscles.
She
All I did
expertly
was
avoided
separate
that
the
question, Chris.
magnetization.
Did you notice
no,
that?
but that's pretty cool.
But anyway, you lay on a bed of nails.
Yes, but my bed of nails only has 4 nails on it.
Right. Because the ones that have the
Jesus.
whole nails.
And they're railroad spikes, which I have actually gone out of my way to Dremel and sharpen because they
Okay.
weren't sharp enough.
Well, can you set
It
that
seems
up
like
real
an
quick?
excellent
Yeah,
time
really
to
quick.
point out
Well,
I'm
let's-
afraid of needles.
We'll talk while you're setting that up. So
You don't like needles?
That's why I'm not looking at that picture either. I'm like, none of this is good for me. I'm just sitting here. This is what I look like when I'm afraid.
The wild girls that you've been with that are seemingly wild have been vanilla in the bed, and you've been with
Sometimes it's the case. Like I've dated some suicide girls,
right.
and some.
Because last time you were here, you
What's
said
the
you
most
I've
wanted.
dated a lot of different women, but
So what's the most wild thing that you've done?
Those are real spikes, by the way.
I don't know if we have time to talk about it.
No. While she's setting it up, please let's talk about it. What's the
Please
wildest
tell
thing?
us.
Piss, shit,
I
what's
actually
going
tell
on?
a
From
story.
someone that you thought was going to be
I
vanilla.
actually tell a story on my comedy album. I got fucked in the ass by my own cock once.
Whoa.
That is great. No, he did.
I
Was it one that you purchased?
I made a
cast or something?
It was
Like
like
a
a
mold?
mold of my own cock, but the whole purpose was my girlfriend was interested in doing a DP, so it was like, well, let's just do that with both of my dicks. And then she was like, well, if I would do that, like if I'm going to take you up the ass, then You should do that for me also.
So we're setting up
I
the
would
bed
say
of
that's probably
nails.
the most.
So you took it up the ass.
What a
Or-
giver.
Wow.
So your girlfriend,
Damn.
so your girlfriend
You know.
fucked you up the ass with your own dick.
Right.
Wow.
How did you end up with the mold of your
How did,
dick
you,
in the first
how did your
place?
dick feel up your
That's
ass?
actually
I mean,
kinda
it was one of those
common.
kits. It's called Create-A-Mate.
Wait,
You know what I'm talking
Nicole,
about?
it's kind of common for people to fuck themselves up the ass with their own dick.
Josie asked about the molding of your genitalia. That's,
Wait, what's it called? Create a dick?
Create-A-Mate.
Create a mate?
You can do a mold of your own penis. So you may basically make a dildo of your dick. You have to basically have your.
Can you
dick
fuck your own penis
rock
from the
hard.
inside?
No.
Because it's
So
a
you
mold, right?
Rock,
But it should be
basically
almost the
stay
exact same shape.
really hard for 10 minutes in a mold, which is like.
Yeah, how
it's like
is
sticking
that?
your dick in like really cold Jello
So
for 10 minutes.
well, good for you.
It's
You-
like a
you
plaster of
maintained
Paris
erection
type
for 10
thing, right?
minutes.
Well,
All right,
yeah.
Chris.
But I mean, it's pretty common in the sex toys community, as far as I know. A lot of people have done it. I know that you can get.
Oh,
50
so
cents
that's not.
drunk,
So what I did
you
is
know?
not so
Wait,
special.
I'm really curious about this.
I
Great.
personally haven't.
Nicole, how did you know
How
about
did
this?
How did this go over my head? This whole thing.
I know
I
a
never
lot of
knew about
stuff.
it.
I just read stuff on the
Well,
internet.
also-
all
It was
the
just a
time.
funny. It was just a funny thing. Like this was. I was in a long distance relationship with a girl.
Right.
And so during,
Deep
I only
porn,
see her on
Nicole.
weekends.
She
so
wanted your
during the
cock.
week, she wanted my dick. So I gave her one. I gave her my dick.
If I had
think
a nickel
it's-
for
I think
every
it's a
woman that told me
romantic
that.
story.
That's I've known
think it's
girls who
romantic.
have casts when their guys go on tour. I'm telling you, it's a pretty
No,
common
Nicole
thing.
party with the Scorpions this week, so I mean she knows a lot.
Right.
We'll hear about that next week. But so you're all set up with the bed and nails?
Yeah, I will need an assistant. Will you help me?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're going to lower me onto this.
Okay.
So
Okay.
Do you
Okay, so Chris-
do you have steady hands?
I'm sorry.
We'll see.
Okay.
Okay, so Chris Gore is going to lower her onto the bed of nails.
That's what I'm gonna do.
It's
He
okay.
was bending down to. Like he was.
He's bending down.
So,
Okay,
So I'm gonna do this.
right.
What I'm gonna do is I'm
So-
gonna go down first.
Okay.
And then hold on to you like this.
Got it.
And then you're gonna help me down.
Got it.
And then
Okay.
as soon as I want up, you're gonna have to help me.
Yes, I'll do that.
Now, is Josie going to be helping you in a special way too, or is that going to happen?
I think we're gonna do the bed of nails.
Okay, good. Just the bed and nails?
Yep.
No time.
We got time. Trust me. We got
He's
time.
all, make time.
Okay, so Chris is helping Tessa get on the bed.
Oh, Nicole.
I'm not
her
watching.
ass is right
So not watching.
on the point.
It's not happening.
She's getting down. Okay, now her back is on.
Okay.
She has the, she's huffing and puffing.
Wait. You are on she's on the bed of nails.
She's completely on it. Up, get her off.
Wow.
Wow.
When was the last
Do
time?
they ever
Wow.
puncture?
Wow.
Wow, everybody.
That was amazing.
Woo!
Tessa LaCoy was on bed of nails. When was the last time you did that, Tessa?
Like 2 years.
Oh my goodness. It was
She
hard,
has
harder
holes
than
in
you
the
thought.
back of her shirt.
Do you really?
Do I?
You do.
Probably.
You do. You have holes in the back of your shirt.
Yeah.
Does it ever puncture through your skin?
It's scraped me a couple of times, especially when I have people like lay on top of me or like have somebody break a cinder block or something.
If
Okay,
they're
so
not,
I guess we'll
then
have to
even-
all go back in our seats with the microphone.
Oh.
But show Josie your back, because your back is there's a lot of scars on your back.
Oh, wow.
Well, that's all from suspension. I've easily done.
Just take off your clothes. Just go right ahead.
I've gone up for suspension easily more than 200 times. And so as far as like getting hooks in my back or getting nails in my back, like when it happens, my upper back, I don't even bleed anymore. It's all scar tissue.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Like that's here.
I have a question about the suspension. Is it strictly
Wow.
an adrenaline junkie thing, or is it more like the Native American Sundance type thing?
It depends. Once again, it's one of those
The Native
situations.
American Sundance. What?
I assume she knows why I'm speaking
I
about.
know exactly what you're
'Cause,
talking about.
yeah.
That's where suspension comes from. Native Americans did something called Sundance, where they would do 2 hook-style piercings in their chest, and they would hang until they ripped out. And it was a spiritual rite of passage.
It would take you on a journey. The same things she was describing scientifically would take you to a stage of enlightenment.
But
Delirious.
they did
Yes.
it to achieve a level of spirituality.
Yes, it was a spirit journey.
Wow.
Once again, it's one of
In
those
the
things
sun.
that I truly believe is situational. There are times that I've done it just because it was a performance, and I was in it because I loved doing the performance. And there were certainly times where it was a little bit more spiritual, and I was going through a certain phase in my life where I was mourning the loss of a loved one or what have you, and that was a part of my spiritual enlightenment or emotional growth.
Wow.
Well, there you have it.
Well, happy second anniversary. Thank you for doing that. I guess we'll have you eat glass in 2016 because that's another one of your tricks that you do is eat glass. She's amazing. She's
Which is
amazing.
just as terrifying to me.
She's amazing. She's amazing. You're amazing too, Chris. Now we can all clap.
Oh, thank you.
So Podcrash, you're not doing Podcrash anymore.
No, I took off like the last year just to
Right after when you did our show.
regroup. Yeah. Right after I did your show, decided no more.
Right. And then are you still doing Geek Time on Sirius?
No, not doing that either.
How about the show with Eric Roberts on Film On?
I did that for a couple months. I'm not doing that now.
Okay.
The thing is I feel very lucky though. A lot of gigs just drop in my lap.
Oh, that's great. So this is big con season. So you're out.
I'm doing the cons. Yeah, I'm doing a campaign to bring back Film Threat.
Right. So go to filmthreat.com. There are a lot of cool prizes on there. A lot of things. And
Are you going to show up this weekend at all?
What's that?
Are you going to show up this weekend at all?
What do you mean show up?
Did they replace the panel with something else?
Are you going to
No, we're doing a different panel.
What's the panel that you'll be doing?
I don't know. It's a really lame name. It's like when fans create or something. I don't know.
Does it have a more docile description then?
It has a more docile description. It's perfect.
You won't even be able to find it in the guide.
Perfectly. It's definitely sounds more milquetoast. But I can tell you, knowing the people on the panel,
maybe?
Yeah, it will not be milquetoast panel. In fact, we're going to discuss this issue on the panel on Friday because it's the same time, same people.
So maybe the lesson is describe yourself really vanilla, just to sort of fly under the radar, and then just make their brains explode.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it's weird. Matt Groening actually wrote a really interesting essay about subversion. And if you really look at The Simpsons television show, there's no way that you could do a live action sitcom that discusses religion and drugs and the kinds of issues and, nuclear power and the kinds of issues that The Simpsons get away with every week after week on a live action sitcom. But because it's a cartoon, it's considered innocuous. So there is something to that. There's something to, wrapping a subversive idea within kind of a milquetoast chocolatey covering, and I have to get better at that. Which
is how you got the story about you fucking yourself up the ass
I found out is not a big deal.
On a CD called Celebrities Poop.
Exactly, available on iTunes. But now unfortunately I find out.
Oh, I don't know. Getting fucked with your own dildo, that's a completely different thing.
Totally took the wind out of my sails.
But having your own
guys do that all the time. Guys do all the time.
She's got a collection at her house.
Do molds with their cocks.
She's got a collection at her house.
Give it to their girlfriends.
Why do you think she was so excited that I had you as a guest? That's why, Chris.
Whatever.
I don't even use toys.
But then I've broken my cock twice.
How did you break your cock? This is how we're gonna go into the show.
Not your real one, right? Your cat.
No, my actual cock.
Oh.
So this is probably
twice
happened
in
to
the
you.
same spot.
Broke my cock.
Yeah.
Your
Tessa's broken your cock.
It's happened with a boy.
Have you broken any cocks, Tessa?
Not recently.
Okay.
Well, it's
well, you still give me a ride home, right?
Basically, when you bend, your penis is bent in a fit. You're having rough sex.
They're on top. That happens kind of.
You're having rough sex, and maybe you're doing that thing where you pull all the way out and go all back. Whatever. Anyways, you bend it, and then the one thing that there's a couple things I learned. One, there's a lot of blood. I mean, it looked like a murder scene out of Dexter. After I was with this one girl, and I looked at her and I was just like, that's what my first thought was, oh, you're on your period, like no big deal, like it's happened and you'll just keep going or whatever. And we were at a hotel, which was great in Vegas. So it was like the sheets, who cares?
Right.
And then it was like, oh, wait a sec. And then she pointed at my
dripping cock.
Broken penis.
Like looked down and it was like, oh my, and there was just all this blood.
Like bent like this.
Like
and
this.
It was sad looking. Sad looking.
Here's what I learned.
What did you learn, Chris?
Fun medical fact. More than any other part of the human body, the genitals will recover from an injury and heal quicker than any other place on you.
I thought
it's true because they're more vascular.
There you go. From a nursing student right there.
Right. Huh. And it had, so that was like the second time it happened.
How long did it take to recover?
About 2 days. maybe to be honest, the next day.
On the second break, did it break in the same place?
No, I don't even remember where.
Did you get like a little penis splint? Like a little popsicle sticks or something. And rubber band.
Basically, I just had to like not be active.
2
for a
popsicle
day.
sticks and a rubber band. Did you?
Did you MacGyver that shit? Like, what'd you do?
MacGyvered the fuck out of it.
Anyway, so the man with the dick that's broken in 2 places, Chris Gore.
I tell that story on my
I know. I've heard your.
That
I've heard your
doesn't
very
happen all
funny.
the time.
It's not a one-man show. It's a lot of funny stuff. Charlie Sheen stories. It's great. Chris Gore, you're that Chris Gore on all social media.
Yes.
And please save Film Thread. I would love to see a Film Thread app. I put that on my phone.
Yeah, I would. I would love to bring it back.
If you so your goal is 100-some thousand. If
Right.
you get like 50,000, what are you gonna do with the 50,000?
I don't get it. If I don't reach the goal, I don't get the money.
Really? I thought you got the money.
Nope.
Only on Indiegogo.
When did
Kickstarter, you don't get to keep
Kickstarter.
it.
Oh, now I know. Okay, so give to Chris Gore. Save Film Thread. Tesla Coil. Amazing as always.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for
Amazing.
having me on. Always a good time.
Amazing. And,
Can I say, Mark, thank you for having her on?
Oh, dude, you're welcome. Yes, I'll have her on any time.
Well, we've run into each other at a bunch of different events.
Now you remember.
Now he remembers
Well, no.
me.
I do remember.
Oh, Danny Danger, the chick with the mohawk. Yeah, I remember you
Yes,
now.
I've seen pictures of you. There's like a really famous one where you're just walking across the street that was like a meme for a while.
Oh,
Remember
yeah,
which one I'm
with
talking about?
one of my old roommates, the lesbian midget in the
Yeah,
wheelchair,
yeah.
but she was in Klingon face.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
But I was just like, I remember seeing that picture. I was just like, damn, that is so awesome. Like, it was just like, I love that people can, because I grew up like one of my closest friends she had muscular dystrophy.
Right.
Growing up. I was like 5 and it was just weird. I remember being
Did she
teased.
break your dick?
Remember being teased? No. Remember being teased for having her as a friend, which made me angry. It always just made me angry. I didn't
Right.
like any sort of teasing or bullying because I grew up in the Midwest where people are they can be
I
narrow-minded.
understand
Let's look at Indiana and what's happening right now.
I understand.
You know, so I was always like, it just made me upset and angry that like, why would you exclude people because of something that is so surface level and stupid, like gender, ethnicity, or disability? Pissed me off.
I
as
agree
a
with
kid.
you, Chris, and I hate to cut you off because I agree with
gotta
everything
go?
you said. We really have to go. Josie,
Why do we have to go? It's a podcast.
No,
It's
we
digital. can do
we
whatever
have
we
an
want.
hour. We have an hour time slot. Anyway, Josie Cat on all social media. JOSI Cat KAT. Go to NicoleSix.com to get. Oh, go ahead, Josie. You want to say something?
Oh, no, just Google me and you'll see what's up. JOSIKAT.
And that Nicole Six, she's on social media. Go to NicoleSix.com and you can read some of her writing. She's a horror writer. And also this summer, look out. I'm going to be performing at my new one-man show as part of the Hollywood Fringe Festival, Blue Balls Knoll. Everybody have a wonderfully creepy week. Bye.
Bye.